Yo, what's up guys? This is Eric Wong here, and I'm doing this video for all the friends of Alan Belcher. That means you. And he asked me to do this video for you guys because he gets some questions about how to improve flexibility for the rubber guard. Now, there's a couple things that I want to talk about, and one thing that's very important not to do when you're doing stretches and exercises to improve flexibility for the rubber guard. So the most common stretch to improve the rubber guard is this: pulling the leg up and torquing on it and trying to stretch out the outer hip. Now, that's okay, but there's a couple things wrong with doing it the way I just showed you. If you're grabbing your foot, first of all, you've got the chance of straining the outside of your ankle here because those ligaments are going to get stretched. So number one, you want to pull more on the shin bone. That way you're not going to damage those lateral ligaments of the ankle, which can get problematic, especially when you're doing certain grappling techniques where you have to grab your foot and control a guy. Okay, so grab your ankle first of all. Next, if you're wrenching a lot on the foot and you are really tight in the hips here, the knee is going to take a lot of that stress, and you're going to strain that area of your knee, the lateral ligaments, maybe even the lateral meniscus. So what you want to do is you want to lie down, get comfortable, get a little stretch going, but then push the knee down so that you're getting the stretch in through the hip, and you're focusing on external rotation. So the rotation of the hip, not just pulling the knee, which is going to put a lot of that, like I said, the lateral stresses in through that area. Okay, so that's good. That's a good stretch, but we can kick it up a notch. And how we're going to do that is by using a technique called contract relax. And the benefit of this is that you're going to strengthen yourself in those end ranges of motion so that you're going to be able to use that range of motion. You're going to be able to move your leg there and move your leg out of that range of motion. It's not just a passive flexibility that you develop. The other thing is, when you do contract relax, because you're strengthening the muscles in that range of motion, your neuromuscular system says, hey, we can use that range of motion so we can keep it around. If you're just stretching and you gain flexibility, but you don't have that strength, then your neuromuscular system says, hey, we're not stable in that range of motion. We better tighten the muscles up a little bit. So it becomes a game of cat and mouse. So you're always got to be consistently stretching, otherwise you lose that flexibility really quickly. Okay, so here's what you do. Get into the stretch, pull the shin bone, push the knee down until you feel that stretch in the outer hip. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my leg, my foot, my shin into my hand. Like I'm just trying to do this motion, but I'm grabbing my shin, so I'm not letting that happen. That's going to fire up the outer hip muscles, the rotators, and then I relax. So I hold that for 5 seconds, relax, and then go a little deeper into the stretch. Do that 2 or 3 times. Then switch over to the other side, and I'm going to push my shin that way, but I'm going to resist as if I'm doing this motion inwards. So I'm going to push 5 seconds, get the deep internal hip rotators working, so I'm strengthening those muscles up in this end range of motion. Do that 2 or 3 times. So it's a 5-second contraction, 10-second relax, 5 or 10-second relax. Finally, what I like to do is the hip flexors in this externally rotated position. Push down on the knee, resist it. So you can fire up the hip flexors, 5-second contraction, and then relax, and even pull a little bit deeper into this stretch right there. Okay, so that little sequence is gonna quickly improve your flexibility for the rubber guard. And by getting those contractions in there, you're improving the stretch, but you're also improving your strength. So you're going to develop flexibility and you're going to be able to keep it. So do that up. You do that up for 2 weeks every day, for 2 weeks in a row, every day in a row for 2 weeks, and your flexibility for the rubber guard is going to quickly, drastically improve. All right, guys. So hope you enjoyed that video. Put it to work for you, and I will talk to you soon.